I am going to start your reading right now for lovely Leo. So the first card you have your past is the Chariot. So yeah, this is obviously about moving and all of that. I'm seeing moving away, getting away. I think this is about someone you had. There was a little bit of backwards and forwards energy between you, I think. I think this is a love connection. And I think you probably broke up and got back together a few times. And yeah, I think there were times where you might have been a little bit of blurring between love and friendship sometimes as well. And I think maybe you might have been holding on to this relationship a little bit longer than they were toward the end. You were hanging on a bit. There's a bit of a blending of two worlds in this card, because if you look at the stars in this card, they're all kind of around this man's head. So I think you're imagining, stars can be about hope. So I think you're imagining that things were going to work out, or that they'd be okay, and you'd just be able to push through this, like this Chariot who's kind of determined and he's pushing through. But I think when you're in that mode of, oh, we can push through, I think we can do this, I think they might have actually already been halfway out of this relationship as well before you were, sadly. I'm sorry to say, that's what I'm seeing. So yeah, they weren't very open about their feelings. They were thinking that, but they weren't kind of expressing that to you. And they should have been. They should have been open with that to you, and they were not. So yeah, there was a big lack of communication. I think you did have a feeling about this, though, even though you wanted to push forward, you're still kind of deep down. It's like, oh, I've got this not so good feeling, I know. And I think everyone has that feeling, when a relationship is coming into problems, it's coming toward the end, I mean, sometimes you don't want to know, but you do know. And you get that kind of feeling, you kind of know something's up. So, you kind of sense something's going on with someone, they're different. And yeah, if you look at this Chariot, he's steering, he's directing these two sphinxes, but he's not holding any reins. He's using his mind. He's giving them sort of telepathic directions. So you felt this telepathically, telescopically, I nearly said, I don't know why I said that. You felt this, and you could feel it in the atmosphere as well. Yeah, I keep on seeing there were a lot of communication problems, and I think it was quite obvious toward the end, but you're still kind of hanging on a bit, because I think, you're a very loyal person, and you expect the same back. Of course you do. But I think the downside of that loyalty can be that you can be a little bit stubbornly loyal sometimes. When things aren't working, sometimes you can just keep on trying and trying. Not all the time, but if you feel a very, very deep connection with someone, you can be a bit like that. So, but then the other side of that is, I think, once you've made your mind up to move on, you are moving on. That is it. So you can be a bit stubborn in the other way as well. Even if you have feelings for someone, which you still did in this case, you were just like, right, that's it, enough. You can be really good. You can be really good at something that a lot of other people aren't good at, including myself, which is not contacting exes. Not because you don't want to contact them, you're just very strong, very stubborn. Once you've made up your mind, that's it. And I think that's what happened here. I think it was like, no, I've been treated so badly. No matter how I feel, no matter what happens, I'm going to keep my distance. And that's what you did, and that's what I'm seeing happening in that card. So, yeah, so the next card you have your past is the Eight of Wands. So, yeah, again, this is the strong stubbornness. I'm seeing that again in this card. I think they did try to contact you actually a few times after this all finished. I think some of the things they wanted to talk to you about might have been practical actually for some reason. I'm seeing something that they wanted. I'm just getting that, I don't know. I think they did want closure. They wanted more closure than they got from you. That's what I'm seeing. The thing is, if they wanted communication, the time for that was when they were still in a relationship with you. But then later on, it was like, when it's over, it's like, oh, now they want the communication. That's a frustrating thing I'm seeing around this. So it was a little bit of not realising what you have until it's gone. That's what I'm getting around them. And I think there are a few reasons for them contacting you at this time. One of the reasons was a little bit ego-driven, I think. I think they really, really didn't like the feeling of being left out. But I think you were left out a lot in this relationship, so it was probably their turn. And they did miss you, I think. But I think there might have been something else they wanted from you as well. That's what I've seen before. Yeah, they thought something was owed to them maybe, or they thought you had something that belonged to them. It was something like that. I don't know whether this was justified or not, but that's how they were feeling. They're pretty mixed up. They did think something was owed to them. Actually, what it might be is that they might have tried to contact you and say, or they might have thought about this, they might not have said this to you. They might have, oh, if they've got something of mine at their place, I can call and I can say, or text and say, oh, you've got my whatever it is. And that will give them a reason to come and talk to you. So it might have been that as well. That's why I'm getting, they've got something that's mine. And so maybe that's what it was. Maybe it was like, oh, I can use that to talk to them. So that might be what that was. Anyway, so the last card you have, you passed, is the Two of Swords. Yes. Yeah, this can be quite a negative card sometimes, often it is. But I think I'm seeing your strength in this as well. I'm not seeing any negativity. Well, it kind of is, but I'm seeing your strength. I think after this experience, I think you were a lot more guarded, a lot more careful for a long, long time after this. I think for a long time you didn't want any love in your life at all, anyone. Because you weren't. It's like, I think you were thinking to yourself, you know, if I'm not going to get that loyalty back, I'm giving it to them. If I'm not getting it back, I'd rather have no one. And I want to wait until I find someone that I absolutely know for sure is going to give that to me. I'm not ready to do that yet, but when I'm ready to start looking again, when I'm opened again, that's what I want. And I'm not going to stop until I'm ready for someone to give me that loyalty, because I give that to them. When I love someone, that's what I do. So that's what I'm getting around this. But at this time, I think, you know, you kind of know on your heart, like this woman, she's kind of has her heart crossed with her arms and she's holding up these swords so no one can come near her. She's also perfectly balanced. So I think this is how you had to be. You had to be like, no, no people, no love, nothing like that until I feel balanced. I want to protect myself until I get myself back into balance again. So that's what you are like. That's what I'm seeing in that card. So the first card you have your present is the Queen of Cups. I love this beautiful queen, but she's so sensitive. I think she'd drive me crazy if she was a friend or whatever, because she's just like, come on, snap out of it. So yeah, what I'm seeing here is, I think I'm seeing a few things here. I think someone might have a little bit of a misguided view of you or the wrong idea of you or something like that. What I'm seeing is you're very strong. I'm seeing that everywhere here. But I think this person has this idea that maybe you need rescuing or you need help or you need them. I think this might be a relative. They don't have bad intentions towards you. I'm seeing the complete opposite. They have beautiful intentions towards you. They love you. They want to protect you. That's what I'm seeing. And I think you might keep a lot of thoughts to yourself around this person so that they don't get the wrong idea and run with it and say, oh, I'll help you, I'll help you. That's what I'm getting. And also, if you look at this queen, she's looking at her cup. She has the lid on her cup, so you might be keeping some things. Not that you want to hide things from them, but there are some things that you think, oh, I won't share that with them. That's what I'm getting. And yeah, I think this might be a parent, or it might be someone who's in that kind of parental role for you. This person has so much love for you. I can really feel that. Huge, huge love for you. There's a huge ocean here in front of this queen, and it's so big, it's so deep. That's how much this person loves you. And I think you know that, but you're probably a little bit preoccupied with your own issues and all these things right now, like this queen staring at her cup. She's preoccupied with that. So I think you could probably open up a little bit more around them than you do. They're a very good listener. I think they probably won't understand everything that you're going through, but their love for you will probably make up for that. They have huge love for you and they're on your side. They're 100% on your side. I'm getting a really strong feeling around this. They love you. What I'm getting is they love to see more of you. They want you to communicate more. They want to see you more. So if this is resonating, if you know who this is, see them more, talk to them more. You know, if they're a parental figure or if they're a parent, you know, the years aren't going backwards, let's say. So spend more time with them. Spend more time with them. You know, whether they truly understand you or not doesn't matter. Not many people in your life, not many people in your life at all, I don't think anyone else loves you in the way this person loves you. Very, very special, very deep relationship. And I think you know that, but I think at this time you just have all this other stuff on your mind. So please spend more time with this person. They would love it if you did that. That's what I'm seeing. So the next card you have for your present is the Knight of Cups. So, yeah, I'm seeing a few people around you who want to connect with you. I'm seeing love connections here, possible ones, more than one actually. They're trying to get through this big cross with this woman in the Two of Swords. They're trying their best. Yeah, I think there's one main person here who is really interested in you. Obviously, if you're single, and I think, you know, this kind of matches with what else I was seeing here, whatever else I was seeing here. So, yeah. Someone's interested in you. I think you are keeping them at arm's length. And I think this is until you get to know them a bit better. And also you're just kind of just feeling like you're not quite ready. I'm getting that as well. So, and I think for you, it can take a lot longer for you to be sure about someone than a lot of the other signs because of this loyalty. You give loyalty and you expect it, which is fair enough. But you wait for it. You want to wait for the right thing. You want to wait for the thing. And I think, you know, I think even if you start to fall for someone really quickly, you just don't jump in. You're very cautious. It can be kind of all or nothing. It's like, I'm not decided. But once I do, I'm in. I'm all in or I'm all out. That's what I'm getting. That's what I get with you. So I think they're interested in you, but you're hesitating. You know, this knight's coming up to a river where the water is, where the emotion is, but he's not quite ready to fill his cup up yet. He's not ready to cross the river. So I think they're hesitating with you as well. I think they're sensing some kind of a distance coming from you. And I think that's making them hesitate. So it's like they're unsure about how you feel about them. Because I think you are hesitating, because I think you do feel that. You do feel a little bit like, oh, I don't know about this. And that's what they're picking up from you. So you're both kind of doing this little backwards and forwards dance where you're kind of talking, but you're not really sure. So that's what I'm seeing there. So expect some messages from them though. Expect more messages coming in. This is a very sensitive person, and that's probably why they're picking up how you're feeling about them. I think they're trying to hold back as much as they can, but you know, after a while, I think they won't be able to do that anymore. So expect these messages, expect really nice messages, really sweet messages like good morning, good night messages, all of that kind of thing. It's really lovely. I don't get anything like that. So good for you. So the last card you have for your present is the Nine of Cups. Yeah, so it's a really similar thing. I think, you know, I think you are still very wary of love coming into your life. Any love. It's not them, it's anyone. I think you've got this wariness around you with everyone at this time. I think even friends, even some family members, you're kind of quite guarded against a lot of people at this time. It's just a feeling. I don't think there's any logic in it. I think it's just how you're feeling. I'm getting this in a lot of readings this week. There's a lot of, you know, there are a lot of barriers people seem to be putting up, and there's a lot of unsurety. People don't quite trust each other. So, you know, it's not like you're running around feeling paranoid or anything like that, but it's like your emotions are trying to protect you. So you're having these unsure emotions, and that's what's protecting you from jumping in. Because if you look at these cups, they're forming an arch, and arches can symbolize protection, because, you know, if you're under a bridge, under an arch, and it rains, and you kind of jump onto the bridge and to kind of keep dry away from the rain, so they can symbolize protection. And this is an emotional arch, because this is an arch of cups. So, and then obviously there's a curtain under these cups hiding whatever's behind it. So your emotions are hiding hiding and stopping you from opening up and being vulnerable. You're keeping very closed, and your emotions are doing that for you, or helping you to do that, if that makes sense. So that's not a bad thing. I mean, you don't want that to happen forever, of course, but at this time, I think this is what you need. I hope that makes sense. And okay, this is the other thing I'm seeing here. Don't be angry. I think you might still have some feelings for this ex that I was seeing in the Chariot. You know, you're strong, you're moving on, or you've moved on. You're not speaking to them, you're not calling them. Even if they called you right now, I don't think you'd even answer them right now, even today maybe. But there is something there. There's something there. So that doesn't necessarily mean you should go back to them. But, you know, if this is all resonating, it's probably why your emotions are protecting you. It's your emotions that are protecting you. And they're protecting you from anything, because I think you haven't resolved this old thing. You haven't resolved these feelings around this ex yet. So I think until you've resolved that one way or the other, you're not going to be ready. That's what I'm seeing. So the first card you have your futures, the King of Pentacles. Okay, so yeah, I think this is a reminder. This is telling you, just take your focus away from love for a while, put it into other things. Obviously with this card, this is telling you to focus on work-related things, you know, logical things, practical things. And, you know, it's telling you to try and put your emotions to one side if you can. I know it's not always easy when you have this all going around in your heart and your head and you have these feelings. This is also about getting what you want. You know, the King of Pentacles gets what he wants. And I think being able to get what you want and being able to manifest what you want, to be able to do that, you have to be able to focus on what you want. And to focus on what you want, you have to be able to know what you want. And in love, you don't know what you want. That's what I'm seeing. But in other areas of your life, I think it's a lot easier for you to kind of focus on what you want and work out what you want and manifest in other areas. So this is where your focus is going to be, I think, for a while. And also, you know, sometimes when we take our minds off things, problems and things, we start to find the answers or the solutions to those things, you know, when we've taken our minds off them. So I think that's another reason, a good reason for you to take your mind off the love situation or the issues around that. So you do have some financial success coming to you. I'm actually seeing a few changes coming up around your workplace or in your workplace. I'm seeing some people moving around, moving into different positions. I think this might give you an opening or an opportunity to try to move into a new position. And obviously this is the King of Pentacles, so this will be a step up for you. So if this is all going to resonate with you, you probably don't know yet, but if you are applying for something new, or, you know, you're trying to step up into something else, don't be afraid to negotiate, you know, when it comes to your money. But also go about this negotiation very carefully. Really talk about the value you bring to the place, the things you do, the things you've achieved, the things you can achieve if you step up, what you can do for them, all of that. Talk about all of that. Bring all of those things up before you get into any of the money discussions. That's what I'm seeing you need to do. The King of Pentacles, you know, he's a master of rising up, but he's very careful. He's also a very good negotiator. He always gets to where he wants to go. Sometimes it takes time, but he gets there. So just keep that in mind. So when you're in this meeting or this interview or whatever, channel the King of Pentacles. So yeah, so the next card you have for your future is the Wheel of Fortune. So yeah, this is fantastic. I'm so happy to see this here, and it's right under the King of Pentacles. This is about timing. Again, I'm seeing someone stepping out of a position or a place. It's going to be just at the right time for you to be able to step in. It's like a cycle's turned around for them. It's time for them to step off the merry-go-round, off the cycle, off the carousel. They get off, it's over, and then it's time for you to step on. Again, don't be afraid to be like the King of Pentacles. Know your worth, just like he does. Know your worth. You're probably worth a lot more than you're imagining. So just remember that. So the last card you have for your future is the Seven of Pentacles, so more pentacles. So yeah, money, finances, fortune, all of that. That's what you have in your future. Fantastic. So yeah, this can be about patience as well. So there might be some delays or some waiting around this. They might take their time in deciding. It might be that. But I think you have an extremely good chance of getting whatever this is, because I was seeing cycles going around in the Wheel of Fortune, and just coming around, turning around just at the right time for you to be able to step on. It's a little bit like what I'm seeing is when I'm looking at this Wheel of Fortune again, I'm seeing this kind of circle turning around. It reminds me of one of those revolving doors with all the little sections in, you know, and then you step into one in a kind of a big building. You step into one, you go inside the building, you step out into the building, and someone else steps in and they go out onto the footpath outside. So it's like it turns around, someone comes in and someone else comes out, and that's what's happening with you. So yeah, it's going to be a simple process. I think you're going to be the natural person to step into that. So don't worry about this if it is being a bit delayed or something. I think you have an amazing chance to do that. I think you're the perfect person to step into whatever this is. And it's looking extremely positive for you. So Leo, I hope this resonated. As you know, general readings can't always resonate with everyone, but if you like this reading, I know I probably rambled a little bit, sorry about that, but please like, subscribe, leave a comment if that's what you'd like to do, and thank you so much for watching.